I'm going to read the adventure of Huck and Jim. Reading books is very good for learning language, especially novels. Um, and while I'm reading it, I think about um, the author who wrote the book, and comparing reading and writing, and it takes more long time to write the story. Reading is lots of benefit. Reading has lots of benefit. Here you go. Chapter 8. The sun was up so high, and when I waked up, that I judged it was after 8 o'clock. I lay there in the glass, in the cool shade, thinking about things and feeling less than the lot comfortable and satisfied. I could see the sun out at about an or 2 hours. Mostly it was the big trees all about and growing in. There amongst them, there was a crackle placed on the ground, and the light shifted down through the leaves. In the freckled place there swept about a little, showing there was a little breeze out there. A couple of squirrels sat on a limb and then jabbered at me barefoot. Well, the population and computers didn't want to get up and cook breakfast. Well, dozing off again, when I think I heard the deep sound of doom, I went up to the river. I looked up and left of it. My elbow and listened, and pretty soon I heard it again. I hopped up and went and to look out at the hole in the leaf, and I see a bunch of smoke laying on water a long ways up and then about to blast the ferry. There was the ferry boat full of people floating along town. I know what was the matter now, and boom, I see a white smoke squirt out of the ferry boat's side. You see? They were spouting cannon over the water and trying to make my cars come to stop. I was pretty hungry, but what I'm going to do for me to start a fire, because they might see the smoke, so I sat there and watched the cannon smoke and listened to the button. The little world is miles wide there, and it always looks pretty on a summer and morning, so I was having a good enough time seeing them to hunt for my remainders. And if I only had a bite to eat, well then, I happened to think how they always put quick sugar loaves of bread and float them off, and because they always go right to brown the cacao and stop there to get an optical comes. And if any of them is floating around after me, I'll give them a show. I change it to the inner edge of the island, see the well I could have, and I want at some point that big double loaf come along, and I must go it with a long stick. Found my foot slip, and she floated out further. Of course, I was where the current sat in closest to the shore. I know and enough for that. But by and by along comes another one, and this time one I took out the plug and shook out a little depth of a quicksilver, and set my teeth into it was a baker's bread. What the quality none of you low down the corn pond. I had a good place amongst the leaves and sat there on a lawn munching the bread and watching the ferry boat. And there was a spy and something struck me, and I said, now I like from the window and or the person. The mother played and this bread would find me, and he has gone and done it and so there ain't no doubt but there is something in that thing. There's something in it. When a body like with all the parts and praise, but it don't work for me, and I like say it don't work for only just the right kind. A little pipe had a good long smoke, and when I was watching, the ferry boat was floating with the current. And I allowed that I have a chance to see who was aboard and when she come along. because he would come in close and where the blood did, and she'd got pretty well along down toward me. Found my pipe went to where I pushed out the plant and lay down behind a log bank in a little open place, where the logs forked and I could peep through. By and by she'd come along and she drifted it and so close that they could allow out on the plank and then walk ashore. So everybody was on the boat, and Pep and George and Thatcher, Buzz Thatcher, and Joe Harper and Tom Sawyer, his old Aunt Polly, and Sid, Mary, playing more. Everybody was talking about the mother, but the captain broke in and said, "Look sharp now, the current says. In the coast here, maybe it washed ashore and it got tangled amongst the bush and the water has, I hope so. Anyway, and also, the crowded up would rise nearing in my face and kept sitting watching it with all their might. I could see them first late, but they couldn't see me, and then the captain sung out. Stand away, this cannon let off such as a blast of light before me that made me deep with the noises pretty near blind with the smoke, and I judged I was gone. If they'd have some religion, I reckon, and they'd got a corpse they was after. Well, I see I won her, and thank goodness the boat floated on and went out upside down the shoulder of the island. We hear the booming now and then at bird and burrow, and by, after an hour, I didn't hear it no more. The island was 3 miles long, so I judged they had got to foot and was giving up, and then thought they didn't have a wire. They turned around the foot of the island and started up the channel of the Missouri side. On the steam and the booming once in a while as they went. I crossed over to the side and watched them. When they got abreast of the head of the island, and they street the shootings and dropped in over to the Missouri shore and went home to town. I knew I was all right now, and nobody else to come hunting after me. And I got my traps out of the canoe and made me a nice and camped in the thick wood. I made a kind of tent out of my blanket to put my things under so the rain couldn't get at them. I cast the catfish and hanged him so often with my show, and then toward the sundown I started my camp. When I had supper, then I set out a line to catch some fishes for breakfast. When it was dark, I sat by my camp and fire smoking, and feeling pretty well, satisfied about by and by it got sort of lonesome. So I went and sat on the bank and listened to the currents stretching along, and counted the stars and drifted low, wrapped it calm down, and then went to bed. There is no better way to feel in times when you are lonesome. You can stay so you soon get over it. And so for 3 days and nights, no difference, just the same thing. But the next day, I went exploring around down and through the island. I was both old it. It all belonged to me, so say, and I want to know about it, but may not want to put in time. I found the front strawberries ripe and fine, and the green summer's grape, and the green raspberries, and the greens and blackberries, and were just being and to show, and it would all come to hand by, and I judged. When I went fooling along in the deep wood, tears I judged I wasn't far from the foot of the island. I had my gun along, but I hadn't shot nothing. It took words of perfection. Thought I would kill some game night homes. About this time, I might instead on a blue-sided snake. And it went sliding off through the glass and the floors, and I after it, trying to get a shoot at it. I took along, and all of a sudden I bound the light onto the ashes of a campfire that was still smoking. My heart jumped up amongst my lungs, and I never waited for to look further, but uncocked my gun and went to sneak back on my tiptoes as fast as I could. Every now and then I stopped a second amongst the thick leaves and listened. My breath comes hard, and I couldn't hear nothing else. I slept. Along another piece further, then listened again, and so on and so on. If I said some, I took it for a man. If I tore on stick and I broke it, Made me feel like a person had cut one of my breasts in two, and I only got half and too short half too. When I got to camp, I wasn't feeling very fresh, and there weren't much sand in my coat, but I said there ain't no time to be fooling around, so I got all my trash into my canoe again, so as to have them out of sight. I put out the fire and scattered the ashes round through my canoe last year's camp, and then climbed a tree. I like when I was in 2 hours. But I didn't see nothing, I didn't hear nothing, I only thought and I heard the same as much as 1,000 things. Well, I couldn't stay up under forever, so at last I got down, and but like having to stay good and on the lookout all times, all I could get to eat was berries, and then what was left was over to from breakfast. By the time it was night, and I was pretty hungry, so it was good and dark. I slid out to the pond shore. So people moonlight and fell over to the Illinois bank about a quarter of a mile. I went out in the wood and cooked and supper, and I had about made up my mind. I will stay there all night when I hear some plunkety plunk, and said to myself, "Who's coming?" And next I hear people's voices. I got everything into the canoe as quick as I could, and I went clipping through the woods to see what I could find out. I didn't got far when I hear someone say, "We better camp here if we can't find a good place. The horse is about to beat out. Let's look around." I didn't wait and showed out and fell away easy. I tied up in the old place and like an ice put to sleep in the canoe. I didn't sleep much, I couldn't. Somehow I was thinking, and every time I waked up and I thought that somebody had me by the neck, and so the sleep didn't seem to me do good. And by I said to myself, I can't live this way. I want to find out which the trees on the island with Mr. L pointed out birds. But I said, "Better later." So I took my paddles throughout from shore just a step or two. Then let the canoe drop along down amongst the shadows, and the moon was shining, and outside of the shadows it made it most of the light as day. I pop along to where on to an hour's never-seem still as locks and sounds sleep to well. By this time I was almost down to foot of island. Swiftly, cool breeze began to blow, and there was as good as saying the night was about done. I gave her a turn to this paddle point, and I was too short. Then I got my gun and slipped out and into the edge of the woods. As the thunder was on a log and the ground through dense leaves, and I see the moon's go to which. Darkness begin to blanket the river, but in a little while I see a faint streak of the treetops. And then the day was coming, so I took my gun and slipped open toward where I had run across that and camp fire. Stopping every minute or two to listen, but I had no luck somehow. I couldn't see him in the fine place. By and by, and sure enough, I caught a glimpse of the fireways through. A true shot went for it, and cautious and slow, and by and by I was close and enough to have a look, and they later some man on the ground in my almost give me the fan tool, and he had the blanket around his head, and his head was nearly in the fire. I sat there behind a clump of the bushes in about 6 feet of him, and kept my eyes on him steady. It was getting gray daylight now. Pretty soon he gasped and stretched himself and half off the blanket, and it was Miss Watson Jim. I bet I was glad to see him. I said, "Hello, Jim," and skipped out. He bounced up and stared at me wide, and then he dropped down on his knees and put his hands together and said, "Don't hurt me. Yeah, I ever don't know how to go. Otherwise, but that paper stand on quick form. You got on the ditch and the river again, and the was long and drawn and tough and all on Jim and I should respect. Well, I was alone, and making him understand I want that. I was able to glad to see him. I wasn't lonesome now. I told him I wasn't afraid of seeing him, telling the people where I was. I took along with me. He only sat there and looked at me and never said nothing. Yet I said, "That's really light. Let's get breakfast. Make up your campfire good." But the end users are making enough to campfire to cook strawberries and first. The truck. But you got a gun, hang you. Then I'm looking at something better than strawberries. Strawberry and such cook. Really, that was really fun. I couldn't get nothing else. Said, how long have you been the island, Jim? I could feel sand right and after you was killed. What? Whole time? Yeah, indeed. And you nothing but the kind of love to it. No thoughts and nothing else. War must have been most disturbed in you. I think I could eat a whole. I think I could. How long have it been over the island? Since the night I got killed. Yeah. Well, that's a little on, but you've got a gun. Oh, yeah, you've got a gun. And that's good. Now you've killed something. And I'll make up the fire. The winner is over, and where the cow was. When he built a fire in the glass stove and placed almost trees, I pissed in meal, bacon, and coffee, and coffee pot, and frying pan, sugar and tin cup, and the nigger was that. I was concerned because he luckily was old and was the witchcraft. I just a good big fat fresh and took in gin and cream names this night and fried him. And purpose was loaded at the lower and on the rest and it is the smoking pot. He lay into the woody stove his mind to feel was most about starving events when we had got free well stuff that we later off ladies by Jim says. But look here's in Huck, who has and then you killed in that shanty step one sure. And I told him the whole thing and I said it was smart and saddest. The Tom Sawyer couldn't scout to know where's the plan then. What I had. Then I says, how did it come to be here, Jim? And how do you get here? And look pretty uneasy and didn't say nothing for a minute. Then he says, baby, I better not tell. Why, Jim? Well, there's legends, but you wouldn't tell on me after I used to tell you, stood you hurt. For him, if I was Jim. I believe you, Huck, I don't know, Jim. Mind you said you wouldn't tell her. You know that you said you wouldn't tell her. What I did, I said is I wouldn't. I'll stick with 100% truth. I'll stripper the coming low down to the abolitionist and spoil the mist for keeping mum and about that. I no difference. I'm going to tell. I am going back. There are enemies so now. It's a lot. Know about it. Well, you see, so the that's Miss Russian. She's back on me all the time and increased me the pretty lesson, but it's always saddest to shoot the sun down and Norwegians. But I noticed they lose your nigger trader or the place the control lately, and I begin to ski and it's the well on one night I clips to do dutifully. And once questioned, and I told me to tell others what it's the girls who sell me down and joins. But she created $100 and for me, and I chose the biggest stack of no money, and she can realize that. With her strategy, I have to say, shouldn't do it, but I never wait to hear it dress. I let out my big tailor. I took out and changed them down. And the hair and specks of shoes and skipped along in the showers and rubber and the downs. And that's about and these to which people destroying it, and so I indoor tumble down and cook shop and the bank of the waiter for everybody to go away. Well, the down light. You would use somebody so or die along to about 16 the moving skips. And begin to go by and about 8 or 9 every skip and then the loans we've been talking about. Your pops come over to town and says it's killer. Skipped full of ladies and gentlemen goes to see the place sometimes it's full of attitudes that take less than one day starts to cross and buy a dog and a car, all about getting out of the park. So you kill that, but I no more. Now, I laid down and just been all day. I was angry, but I wasn't afraid. Because I know I was always misused and all the years I was going to start as a cappuccino right after breakfast to be the gun all day, and then they know that goes up to with his cat was about the night. So they would expect to see me alone the place and deny the Mr. Metal out of second, but they used servants to miss me. Pay attention, I always take all lesson as the old folks today. Well, when it comes dark, I took out of the reverse stand load. So when about to mine more to wash, and they want in the house. I had made it up my mind and about what to do, and do, and you see, then I keep on trying to get away some food and drugs and so trick me. I sure the script and crossovers and missed them. Not script. And you see on the note in about this is where I let and you decide who to pick up my track. Like I said on the left for that is later, it'll make no track. I saw white coming and it's a lot of sprint even. I was in the shape along headed the some small house very close to the river. And most drip forward and I kept my head down slow the kinder swam. In the current the left is come on, then I swam to and started towards them. I crowded the footy and the little while so I climbed up let it down the bankstone lay over in the middle. I went in with delight with this driving. It's good current, so I like on the better soon. When I had 25 miles down the river. Took on flights and take it to Peter Woods on to Illinois, but I didn't have no luck. When it was down to that, and then man began to come after so I said it won't, no, you just for the weight. So I slid a boat and strode on out of the position while I had motion. I could learn most anywhere, but I couldn't bang. To flopped, even to foot and Atlantis, to food a good place. I went into the woods and jet out with full and white left and then long as then moved slanting lonesome. I had my pipe around the flag and some matches in my cap. And then on to one side because all light. And so you ain't have no man and no the bread and then eat all this time. While the music and mud turtles. I just you can throw it downtown on the ground at opposite the body gun and do it down no matter like how good is the body do it tonight and burn and Jim shows my phone to back and say time. That's all. Do I have to keep in the woods all the time to go? Did you hear I'm shooting the cannon? Well yeah, I know the listeners will after you. I see him to go to Baya, wish him some two these bushes, some young bird and come along some pioneer and two at a time and why things seem sad sign. It was going to rain and said it was a sign when the young chickens flew that way. The legend was the same way when young bird done it. I was going to some of them about James would learn me. But sad, it was that same style. It's full of sad ladies and might sick one. Some of them sketched the bird and his old grandfather thought of dying, he did. And Jim said you must listen good, and the things you were going to come and for dinner becomes better to bring back. Then you should table dwarfs after sundown. And he said it's a man owned as to be hive, and the man died as the beast must be told. While the people sun up next morning, as the beast, and we can down and killed, and all could die. And Jim said we isn't the things I get. But I didn't believe that because I had tried them lots of times myself and they wouldn't sting me. And I heard about some of these things that we first about them, Jim. And there are all kinds of signs. He said, most everything. And I said it to me and like it all the things and was about luck and so asking him if there weren't any good luck and science. He said, Matthew, and into your body. What do you want to know when you lock and come forward? You want to take it off? And he said that if you still got hairy arms and a hairy breast and is upside down, use organ to reach. And there days some using a sign like that. And guess it's the fur that you see, so maybe you was got to be there for long times first. And so you might just did and discourage and kill yourself when you didn't know by the sign that you've seen to village them. Have you got hairy storm and a hairy person? What do you then fix this question? And see I had, well, are you rich? You buy a band, rich ones and I dream to be rich, second one I had $14. But I could speculate and got the post out. What did you speculate in, Jim? First I tackled stroke. What kind of stroke? Well, the truck in the cafe, stuff for $10, then a clothes and brand gun and the legs and some money in a truck and the gold something died and match up. So it was $10. I didn't know it all. I only lost about 9 of each and I saw the hiding and told some dollar center. It's $5 then. sentence left it to speculate and animals and AI, that are the one like the sneakers and belongs and all Mr. Spreads. Well, it's sort of the bank. Say then was threw in a dollar or the gift of dollars to million a year. Well, niggers went and then didn't have much else. They would do that as much. So I stuck out and wasn't the dollar. I started the up I didn't get it started bang myself. Of course, the niggers didn't give me hours and business and breaks and stuff. They weren't just enough for 2 banks. So he says I could put in my $5 in his face for 5 every year. So I done it. Then I invest then sort of $5 and right off of it and keeping things moving the widgets and names Bob and that I capture those who flat and as much first didn't know it. I brought it opens and told him to get a sort of $5 when and there comes somebody stole the wolf flat and down night and the next day and the one late negotiated blank first so. They didn't know, so to get some money. What did you do with 10 cents, Jim? Well, I used the dream to spend it, and I had dream. Or a dreamer told me to be the new name of Bolin. Bolin asked and they called him Porsche. They see one redemption chuckle hair. But it's lucky. They said I since I won't work in a dreams they are left the Bolin investing 10 cents. And he make it lazy for me, and this Bolin he took the money and then when he was in church, the preacher said that whoever you to turn to the Lord and then even to get some money back 100 times. So the Huckums give 10 cents to the poor later how to see what was going on Jim's come of it. What did it come of it, Jim? Nothing never come of it. I couldn't manage it. Not collect money and no way. And bottom things I am as dreams to the money don't see the secret. But legit and the money is the back into hundreds. To the preacher says that I could get the 10 cents back and I could call it as cash. And then the grad to the chant. Well, it's alright. Anyway, Jim, long as you are going to be rich and again. Sometimes or and others. Yeah, I wish now to come to get it. I own myself and I'll wait at $100 and I wish and I had the money. I don't want no more.